Hello guys, this is InfoRx. We are the tech experts. If you need tech-related information, subscribe our channel and click the bell button. Follow our social media pages. Okay, let's go to the topic. Xiaomi 14 Civi. First look, the Xiaomi 14 Civi is now the most affordable in the series. The 14 Civi comes with flagship features including a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 South Gen 3 chipset, up to 12GB RAM, and triple camera setup on the rear, which is powered by Leica lenses, just like the Xiaomi 14 and Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Price and availability. The Xiaomi 14 Civi has been launched into storage and RAM variants. The base variant comes with 8GB RAM and 256GB storage, which is priced at 45,999 rupees, whereas the second variant, which is also the top one, comes with 12GB RAM and 512GB storage and is priced at Rs 50,999. The 14 Civi will go on first sale starting June 20th. And will be available via Flipkart and Mi.com. Xiaomi has also announced some bank offers, wherein people will get a 3,000 rupees discount on each e-bank cards. The launch offers also include 3 months of YouTube Premium subscription and 100 GB of Google One Cloud storage for 6 months, along with Xiaomi 14 Civi buyers getting Xiaomi Priority Club membership for free. Specifications and features. The Xiaomi 14 Civi is powered by a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 South Gen 3 chipset, which is paired with up to 12GB LPDDR5X RAM and 512GB UFS 4.0 storage. The smartphone is much lighter than the Xiaomi 14 and 14 Ultra and weighs 177 grams and has a mere thickness of 72.7 millimeters. Photography is still the highlight when it comes to Xiaomi 14 Civi, as was the case with Xiaomi 14 and Xiaomi 14 Ultra. The smartphone continues to use Leica lenses and the signature Summilux lens seen in the 14 and 14 Ultra. The 14 Civi uses a triple camera setup that includes a 50-megapixel main camera with Lighthunter 800 image sensor, optical image stabilization OIS, 25mm equivalent focal length. The second sensor is a 50-megapixel telephoto lens with 50mm portrait focal length and to X zoom. The third is a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera with a 120-degree FOV and a 15mm equivalent focal length. The rear cameras support HDR for K recording at 30 fps and for K videos have 24/30 60 fps support. On the front, the Xiaomi 14 Civi features a dual camera setup with a 32-megapixel primary selfie camera and a 32-megapixel ultra-wide selfie camera. The front camera also supports 4000 recording at 30 fps, night mode, HDR, among other modes. Fueling the Xiaomi 14 Civi is a 4700 mAh battery with 6.7W fast charging support. Xiaomi also uses a dedicated cooling system called Xiaomi iSloop system. The phone also features an in-screen fingerprint sensor and AI face unlock. Connectivity options include Bluetooth 5.4, Wi-Fi 6, and NFC support. Design and build. At first glance, the Xiaomi 14 Civi feels like a more compact smartphone despite its 6.5-inch display. This is primarily down to the slim and light design, with the phone weighing just 177 grams and measuring a mere 7.44 millimeters thick. The Xiaomi 14 Civi comes in cruise blue, matcha green, and shadow black shades. The matcha green model features a nanotech vegan leather finish, with each model boasting a unique back glass pattern in the inlay. Our variant came in shadow black, which features a matte egg glass back that is resistant to fingerprints but does attract some smudges. While the green and blue models look stylish, the black variant looks more elegant. Despite its light weight, the Xiaomi 14 Civi opts for a metal frame, giving it a premium feel. Additionally, the display is protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 2. The phone is extremely comfortable to use. thanks to the light build and the new floating quad-curve display. The only downside here is the lack of water resistant, although the 14Civi does offer resistance to dust and splashes of water. Display: Xiaomi has outfitted the 14Civi with a 6.55-inch quad-curved AMOLED display with HDR10+ and Dolby Vision support. The screen sports a 120Hz refresh rate and a 240Hz touch sampling rate. The Xiaomi 14Civi is easily visible across various lighting scenarios. This is primarily down to the screen's peak brightness of 3000 nits. Moreover, the Xiaomi 14Civi also features several certifications to Rhineland Low Blue Light, TUV Rhineland Flicker Free, and TUV Rhineland Circadian Friendly. The display has good viewing angles and reproduces vibrant colors with deep blacks and good levels of sharpness. The nearly non-existent bezels also ensure maximum screen real estate. Performance, battery, software. MISC for performance. Xiaomi has opted for the Snapdragon 8 South Gen 3 chipset, which gives you more than enough power for multitasking, video editing, or running games on high graphics. To further improve performance, you also get up to 12 GB of LPDDR5X RAM and up to 512 GB of UFS 4.0 storage. I was able to run a few tests on the Xiaomi 14 Civi, and the results were quite impressive in Geekbench 1853 to single-core score and 4988 multi-core score, and on 2.2 overall 14,619, 901 points. Moreover, the Xiaomi 14Civi ran Call of Duty Mobile and Diablo Immortal without a hitch, delivering high frame rates with vibrant graphics. The Xiaomi 14Civi also has a heat dissipation system, but we are yet to test out how well the phone performs after long gaming sessions. While there are phones that offer similar performance at a more affordable price tag, Xiaomi aims to offer a better overall package by making considerable improvements in the camera department. On the software side, the Xiaomi 14Civi runs Android 14-based Hyperos out of the box. Xiaomi has committed to 3 years of Android OS updates and for years of regular security updates with the handset. Xiaomi's flagship killer also packs hybrid stereo speakers with Dolby Atmos support. Connectivity options include Wi-Fi 7, NFC, Bluetooth 5.4, 5G, dual SIM support, and more. For a smartphone that is as sleek and light as the Xiaomi 14Civi, it sure packs a sizable battery, incorporating a 4700 mAh cell. Under moderate usage, the battery is more than sufficient to get you through a full day. Moreover, the 6.7W adapter in the box can fully power up the Xiaomi 14Civi in around 50 minutes. Cameras: the Xiaomi 14Civi has not 1, not 2, but 5 cameras in total, 2 on the front and 3 on the back. What's more is that these cameras were co-developed with Leica, so it appears that the benefits of that partnership are now trickling down. The 3 rear cameras on the Xiaomi 14Civi consists of a 50MP Hunter 800 primary sensor with a large f1.63 aperture and OIS support, a 12MP ultrawide lens with a 120-degree FOV and an f2.2 aperture, and a 50MP telephoto portrait shooter with an f1.98 aperture and x-optical zoom. The main camera captures detailed shots in daylight with vibrant colors. The ultra-wide camera maintains the same color consistency with the main shooter, but at the cost of some detail, although edge distortion is minimal. The 50MP telephoto shooter enables more flexibility for portrait shots, while Xiaomi has also added a few Leica filters to enhance portrait photography. The smartphone joins the Xiaomi 14 and the 14 Ultra in the flagship series and is positioned as the most affordable in the lineup. This move is quite interesting and probably wise too, because Xiaomi has not had a smartphone in the sub 50,000 rupees segment for a while. In fact, there aren't many new Smartphones in this price segment at all specification and design-wise, the Xiaomi 14 Civi feels quite premium. I have been using the phone for about a week now. While I can't share my final thoughts yet, my initial impression is this: the Xiaomi 14 Civi is like that expensive dress you tell your mother you really need, and somehow she gets you something just as pretty, but it's priced much better. The Xiaomi 14 Civi feels like it has the good genes of both the Xiaomi 14 and Xiaomi 14 Ultra. While priced under 50,000 rupees, the 14 Civi still offers the signature Leica cameras. There's a triple camera setup with two 50-megapixel cameras, one of which is a telephoto lens, and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera. You also get dual 32-megapixel cameras on the front. All 14 Civi cameras support 4K recording. I have been testing the camera, and while you can't exactly compare the image output to the Xiaomi 14 Ultra, and in some scenarios, even Xiaomi 14, the 14 Civi still manages to impress in most cases. You can still enjoy the quick point and shoot experience of the more expensive Xiaomi 14 series. I will share more details on this in my review next week, after using the Hyperos on the Xiaomi 14 and then the Xiaomi 14 Ultra. Now that I am using it on the 14 Civi, I feel like the operating system has started to grow on me. There are some initial tweaks you need to do, some apps need to be uninstalled, but after the initial few minutes of personalizing the OS, I think the experience is of a neat UI. As for the battery, I am yet to test the device thoroughly to give you a number, but my initial impression of the Xiaomi 14 Civi's battery life is pretty decent. On a single charge, I have been using the phone for a little more than 24 hours, and I rank myself in the moderate to heavy use category. I have a lot of apps running on the phone at the same time, and multitasking is my superpower. But my absolute favorite thing about the Xiaomi 14 Civi so far has to be its design and build. The Xiaomi 14 Civi is super light and sleek. It weighs about 177 grams and is 72.7 millimeters thick. The phone is so easy to carry around and slip into a pocket, because we all know the fashion industry is still being a little stingy with pockets in women's clothes, especially in those denims. But I digress. The Xiaomi 14 Civi I have been testing is the matcha green variant. There is also a beautiful blue and standard black variant, but I am very happy with the match green color variant. It's beautiful and quite different from the design we usually see on smartphones these days. What's also special is that each of the matcha green units has a unique pattern, so no two Xiaomi 14 Civi matcha green look alike. That ought to make a girl feel special. Special reminds me that the Xiaomi 14 Civi's display is another thing I have been enjoying. The company says it is the world's first quad-curved display. But what you need to know is that it basically is a combination of a 3D curved display and a flat display, and it offers the best of both worlds: thinner bezels, no moustaches, better responsiveness. But does all this make the Xiaomi 14 Civi worth its price? That I will answer in my detailed review next week. Right now, I can say that the Xiaomi smartphone is looking quite promising. Xiaomi 14 Civi. The package looking at Xiaomi's 14 Civi spec sheet hints that the company tried its best to put in everything a smartphone enthusiast can think of at this price point. Right from the top-of-the-line chipset, the Snapdragon 8 South Gen 3 processor and the Leica Vario Sumilux camera setup feature a 50-megapixel primary camera accompanied by a 50-megapixel telephoto camera and 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera. Of course, thanks to being co-engineered with Leica, the 14 Civi gets all the bells and whistles one expects in the camera division, including the photographic styles, Leica authentic and Leica vibrant looks, and much more. The Xiaomi 14 Civi is also the only smartphone currently in the Indian market to offer dual selfie cameras, a dual 32-megapixel setup at the front,